Nat, a striking new study has revealed baby and toddler foods in this country are currently not meeting world standards. 78% of products failing to comply with global nutritional guidelines. We all know the importance of giving healthy foods for our kids. So how can we make sure we're choosing the right products at the supermarket? Here to answer all your questions is Paediatric Dietitian Karina Savage. Tell us a bit more about this study.
Good morning, Nat. This study was phenomenal. It was an Australian study done in 2022 looking at Australian baby and toddler foods. So they looked at 309 baby and toddler foods just on the shelf. It was pouch foods, toddler snack foods, and they compared them with the WHO International guidelines recommendations, and what they found was that 78% did not meet the nutrition guidelines and 100% failed to meet the food labelling or food promotions guidelines, which is quite alarming.
So how can they be sold?
Well, we do not have strict enough regulations here in Australia, so I think this study really calls for a big review of what's going on in our baby and food standards. So we have national food standards and we really need to review those. I think this study really clearly identifies a concern because parents are being misled. There's too many products out there with claims that are misleading and deceptive, and that's exactly what this study highlights.
Because these things are expensive, aren't they, too?
They can be, and we've seen an absolute explosion in pouch foods over the last 10 years. It's doubled, and parents are wanting these quick and easy, nutritious foods for their kids, and they rely on these claims saying that they're healthy, but when in fact they're actually laden with sugar. There's so much sugar that's poured into these foods that aren't regulated, so they can really at the moment put as much sugar as they want in foods, and the food claims are also very misleading. So it's a concern for our future generation.
And it's interesting how quickly they've crept up. When our kids were little, these pouch things didn't exist. So in those few years, it's become a thing, and obviously it's not a good thing. What should parents do? So
I encourage, as a paediatric dietitian, I encourage parents to look at the food product. First of all, we want to look for the ingredients, and we want whole, real food, so apple or pear or oats. I encourage them to look out for the word sugar, because often you'll see the word sugar there, and other what I call hidden sugars, concentrated fruit paste and concentrated fruit juice. They are what we call added sugar. They are not natural, so they are added sugar. So I would avoid those, and then I would look to the sugars per 100 grams and aim for less than 10 in these baby and toddler food products.
As parents are busy enough, as if they need all this guilt added onto them.
They are, and it's a real concern. So we really want to support parents to nourish our children, and that's where we need a big review of these food standards.
Okay. Thank you very much, Karina.